Magandang araw, Pilipinas. Ako po si On Ganda, ang inyong kapatid sa Imawawid. Ngayon ay March 19, 2021. Mga kaibigan, punong-puno po tayo ngayong araw na makikagam dala ng nag-iisang kalin ng Department of Science and Technology, Secretary Fortunato, Boy de la Peña. Magandang araw po, Sec Boy.
Magandang araw, Onin, at sa ating mga taga-subaybay. Marami na naman tayong mga ibabalita, magagandang balita para sa linggong nagdaan.
Alamin na po natin, Secretary, ang mga napapanong balita tungkol sa Science and Technology Program sa bansa pagdating sa sektor ng kalusugan, kabuhayan, kaayusan at kinabukasan.
Unahin natin yung mga may kinalaman sa kalusugan at sa kabuhayan. Pagkatapos ito ay susundan ng ating mga balita na may kinalaman sa kaayusan at sa kinabukasan. Ang una natin ay katulad ng dati ang kalusugan at ito ang ating mga balita. Number one, the DOST MIR disease adult ventilator prototype has obtained the FDA's certificate of medical device listing that will allow for clinical trials. Ito yung tinatawag na Austria Vent Roman number 2. At itong prototype mechanical ventilator na ito ay tinulungang ma-develop ng DOST MIRDC or Metals Industry Research and Development Center in collaboration with the Breath of Life Foundation. It was granted the Certificate of Medical Device Listing by the FDA after months of design, prototyping, and a series of tests. It was developed for adult use. This OsteoVent TM2 prototype has undergone a series of performance and calibration tests by the third party named the Medical Equipment Healthcare Group since August 2020. After several modifications and adjustments, the prototype was subjected to a 24-hour consistency test last March 8, 2021. Actually, this OsteoVent TM2 was patterned after OsteoVent TM1, which was designed for infants. So the issuance of the CDML by the FDA is much awaited so that we can already proceed to the clinical trial protocol, and this will be done by the University of the Philippines in Manila. Actually, they have already been granted a clearance, an ethics clearance, an approval for the trial by the UP Manila Ethics Research Ethics Board. So we will now proceed to the clinical trial phase. The other good news regarding kalusugan is actually this was reported by the DOST Philippine Council for Health Research and Development, or DOST PCHRD. They have actually signed a memorandum of understanding with the two very reputable institutions in the US. The first one is the health. This MOU also covers training opportunities in Harvard University and its network of affiliate institutions. The other memorandum of understanding that was signed by DOST PCHRD is with the US National Institutes of Health. So dalawa siya, no? So yun sa General Hospital kanina na nabanggit ko, yung Massachusetts General Hospital, at ang pangalawa ay sa US National Institutes of Health. Ito namang sa US National Institutes of Health is for the establishment of the Regional Prospective Observational Research in Tuberculosis Consortium in the country. The signatory for the US National Institutes of Health in this agreement is Dr. Anthony Fauci. Okay, so this research program is composed of two projects on tuberculosis. One is implemented by the UP Manila National Institutes of Health, and the other is implemented by De La Salle University Institute of Health Sciences. This is actually a 3-year program. The other health-related news was that actually the approval by the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Health and on Science and Technology for our Virology Science and Technology Institute of the Philippines bill. Okay, so it has passed through the Joint Committee on Health and Science and Technology, and it is expected to be calendared for discussion in the Appropriations Committee before it is taken up in plenary. So the Committee on Health is chaired by Congresswoman Angelina Tan, and the Science and Technology Committee is chaired by Congressman Enrico Aristotel Aumentado, respectively. Now, they met last March 9 to discuss the bill that will establish the Virology Science and Technology Institute of the Philippines. The meeting was presided by Congressman Jose Joet Garcia, okay, representing the two joint committees. Now, we will now proceed to the Kabuhayan section. And the first item here is One Store Goes Global. DOST partners with One Export for the One Store project with the desire to help local, micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs, or MSMEs, go global. The DOST Region 2, through the One Store project, partnered with the One Export. The name of the company is One Export, which is a tech-enabled marketing company that helps businesses in exporting their products abroad. They currently export in the US, Middle East, and Australia, and soon in Canada. This collaboration aims to help local MSMEs through One Store export their products globally. It seeks to provide a solution to One Store's current challenge, that is, delivering, shipping to other countries the orders received through One Store .ph website. So a memorandum of agreement was signed on March 12, 2021 to solidify this partnership. The MOA was signed by Ana Melissa Nava, co-founder and CEO of One Export, and Engineer Sancho Mogorang, the Regional Director of DOST Region 2, and witnessed by Chris Musni, who is the Project Manager of OneStore.ph. The next news about Kabuhayan is that DOST has awarded the first OFW micro and entrepreneur proponent, and this is under our Forward PH Philippines, or Innovations for Filipinos Working Distantly from the Philippines. And he has gone through phase 1 and already in phase 2, and this is the stage already where funding is being given. Okay, of course, this will be paid without interest later on. And he belongs to the first batch of OFWs that went through our program. So having completed phase 1, or the capability building phase for the development and management of technology-based enterprise through enterprise program, former OFW Ruel Bermudez, okay, conceptualized his project to cater to the needs of barangays and local government units in terms of accessing and organizing records, calling his system eBarangay PH. So this eBarangay PH system is the first product of Mr. Bermudez, who has long years of experience as an IT project manager and as a senior web developer for 20 years working abroad. So combined with his realizations on the existing challenges concerning e-governance in the country, he decided to put up this company of his. The name of the company is Bermudez Software Development Services, a company that is engaged in providing affordable and effective IT solutions to public and private organizations. So he has already registered this company. The other item is a report from DOST Region 6, wherein our DOST Region 6, together with the DA Field Office Region 6, actually jointly supported the launching of a diploma program on packaging technology, which is now offered by Central Philippine University in Iloilo City. So DA 6, and this this was held last March 17, 2021, and it offers the diploma in packaging technology, which is actually a post-baccalaureate program. Hopefully, eventually, this will lead into a master's degree program in packaging engineering. The course offering is one of the outputs of the collaboration between DA Region 6 and DOST Region 6 in a project entitled Enhancing the Market Competitiveness of Western Visayas Agriculture and Fisheries Products through Packaging Development. The course is actually aimed at developing and strengthening the skills in packaging technology with the end in view of producing experts that can help reduce post-harvest losses due to improper packaging and handling. So this is the first higher educational institution to offer this degree. Okay, actually, it's a post-baccalaureate degree in packaging technology, and hopefully this will evolve into a graduate master's program in packaging, engineering, and technology. So for the pioneer batch, the implementing team invited a total of 25 enrollees. 10 are coming from DA Region 6, 10 from DOS Region 6, and 5 from selected state universities and colleges. Okay? All of the 25 enrollees to the diploma program are supported by DA Region 6, and this is under the project with a funding support amounting to 7.5 million pesos. Next will be the news about from Mimaropa. DOST Mimaropa assisted enterprise has launched. DOST Mimaropa assisted enterprise has launched a solar-powered tilapia and milkfish hatchery and intensive aquaculture facility in Oriental Mindoro. DOST Mimaropa is happy to announce that under their Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, or setup, they supported a company called Agritectura Enterprises in setting up a solar-powered hatchery for tilapia and milkfish along its intensive aquaculture facility for white shrimp, which was launched last March 3, 2021 in Rojas, Oriental Mindoro. The solar-powered hatchery can be used for grow-out and production of high-quality fingerlings of tilapia and milkfish, and to sustain the facility's recirculating aquaculture system, or RAS. The newly established intensive aquaculture facility is considered as the first of its kind in the entire region, composed of the hatchery, the grow-out ponds, and a 10 diameter circular pond. The facility has a full capacity of 1,500 breeders that can produce 500 fingerlings per breeder per month, while the grow-out ponds have the capacity of 13,000 fingerlings. On the other hand, the circular pond can accommodate 100,000 white shrimp fry per rearing season. The structure is also fully solar power operated that helps the enterprise reduce its monthly electrical expenses by as much as 25,000 per month. The recirculating aquaculture system, or RAS, on the other hand, is a unique fish farming technique that allows rearing of fish at high densities or in tanks with a controlled environment rather than in an outdoor or open pond setting. So this will require a smaller area. The system incorporates a recirculating systems filter and cleans the water for recycling back through fish culture tanks. Again, the project was funded through DOST's setup program to encourage the aquaculture industry to adopt smart aquaculture farming systems to increase productivity and enhance market competitiveness. We see aquaculture as a promising area since the commodities involved show potential in addressing food and nutritional security, primarily because of efficient feed conversion compared to livestock production. Now, the other use, which is still kabuhayan, comes from DOST Picard together with Central Luzon State University in Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. This was a project which developed a new nanotech material for soil and water conditioning for aquaculture. And this was done by Central Luzon State University with funding from DOST Picard. So this nanotech material can be used as soil and water conditioner, and this was developed by the nanotechnology R&D facility of Central Luzon University, State University, Central Luzon State University, under the leadership of Dr. Juby Monserrate, and of course, Picard support funding. This novel material, synthesized and fully characterized, was developed in the said nanotechnology R&D facility in CLSU. It is found to be effective in purifying intensified pond water due to its enhanced properties. It is slightly soluble and is crucial to retain this amorphous quality to enable a sustainable energy system based on the recycling of water in the ponds. The nano cellulites and silica composite technology improves the water quality and soil conditions for tilapia production through the use of modified nano-activated carbon and nanoclay clinopolite, and provides environment-friendly approach to solve the problems in intensive aquaculture operation. That is the end of our report on kalusugan and kabuhayan.
Maraming salamat po, Sec Boy. Unang bahagi ng pag-uulat ng kalihim. Ang ikalawang bahagi, mga kaibigan, sa pagbalik po ng DOST Report. Nagbabalik po ang DOST report. Ang ulat ukol sa siyensya at teknolohiya para sa linggo ito, ihatid muli ni Secretary Boy.
Tutuloy na natin on-in doon sa ating balita sa kaayusan at kinabukasan. Sa kaayusan, ang una nating balita ay itong pagkaka-successfully launch ng ating second cube satellite into orbit. Kung natatandaan ninyo, noong February 21, 2021 ay inilaunch at the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Station in Virginia, USA, through the SS Katherine Johnson Cygnus spacecraft, yung ating Maya 2, okay, which is the Philippines' second cube satellite that was successfully released into orbit naman last Sunday, March 14. So, yung launching sa NASA was February 21, and then the release into orbit by the International Space Station was last Sunday, March 14. Maya 2 was designed and built by Filipino scholars, assisted through the DOST-funded Space Science and Technology Proliferation through University Partnerships, or the Step Up project of the Space Technology and Applications Master Innovation and Advancement Program. Ito yung tinatawag na Stamina for Space Program. The engineers of Maya 2, Israel Senar Bautista and Mark Angelo Purio and Marlon Sehera, confirmed that upon deployment of the CubeSat, they will immediately start carrying out the satellite's missions. At just 1.3 kilograms, Maya 2 has a camera that captures images and videos, an automatic packet reporting system message Digipeater, an attitude determination and control units for active attitude stabilization and control demonstrations, and a perovskite solar cells and a latch-up detection chip. The gathered data from the demonstrated components will be used to evaluate these technologies for future space missions. Further, it can collect data remotely through a store and forward mechanism and gather data for applications such as weather and infectious disease analysis through ground sensors. Maya 2 was developed and improved using the knowledge gained from developing its predecessor, Maya 1. We are now working towards the development of Maya 3 and Maya 4, which are scheduled to be launched into orbit this 2021. The other piece of news on kaayusan has something to do with the passage of the new law on the coconut industry and on the Philippine Coconut Authority. So it took into effect last March 13, 2021, and it actually provided for a new composition of the board of the Philippine Coconut Authority. As we all know, many of our fellow Filipinos are dependent on the coconut industry, and actually it has accumulated a certain amount of resources through the so-called the Coconut Levy Fund, and now this will be the task of the new PCA to administer. So the DOST, the Secretary of DOST has been named, okay, as an ex officio member of the board of the Philippine Coconut Authority, together with the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Finance, the Department of Budget and Management, and the Department of Trade and Industry. There were 5 committees created, namely the Executive, the Risk Management, the Coconut Enterprise Development Committee, of course, the Governance Committee, and the Audit Committee. The DOST was designated as the chair of the Audit Committee at the PCA board. Okay, as chair of the Audit Committee, DOST will oversee, monitor, and evaluate the adequacy and effectiveness of the Philippine Coconut Authority's internal control system engage and provide oversight of its internal and external auditors, and coordinate with the Commission on Audit. It will likewise ensure that the PCA management is taking appropriate corrective actions in a timely manner in addressing control and compliance functions with regulatory agencies, among others. We will now go into the fourth and last K, which is kinabukasan. We have four news items here. The first one is that the EU-ASEAN cooperation on green technology has been launched, and this is actually implementing the initiative called the EU-ASEAN Dialogue on Green Technology and Innovation Mapping, which they call in short as Green Tech, and this is in cooperation with the ASEAN. In support of these objectives, Green Tech aims to contribute to sustainable green growth by fostering EU-ASEAN technology transfer, research cooperation, and science and technology and innovation capacity building in sustainable technologies. For this, Green Tech aims at the instigation and development of the following in particular. One is the dialogue on technology-based cooperation between ASEAN and European technology innovators. The other one is the transfer of state-of-the-art technologies, sustainable technologies between EU technology providers and multiplicators in ASEAN member states. The other one is complementary contributions to capacity building. One of the pilot sectors in this program is the plastic waste management, which is being co-organized by the Department of Science and Technology of the Philippines. And up to July 2021, to amplify awareness, create platforms for dialogues on technology markets and innovations, and promote EU-ASEAN technology cooperation and transfer. These webinars offer a platform for dialogue between ASEAN and European stakeholders in their waste management, in the plastic waste management domain, where advanced and future perspectives of plastic waste management and its key elements are discussed. New technologies and solutions are presented, and technology suppliers and users can meet to lay the grounds for future collaboration. The next one is the news about the collaboration between the Department of Science and Technology and the Philippine American Academy of Scientists and Engineers, or PAASE. So actually, the DOST and PAASE inked a Memorandum of Understanding last February 10, 2021 for collaboration. And so this will be in areas of mutual interest in science and technology. Then a joint committee was formed, and this joint committee of DOST and PAASE held its first meeting on March 15, 2021, wherein the two institutions agreed to work on the following. The development of a mentoring program that will align with DOST's RD Lead program. Under this proposed mentoring program, young and new generation of researchers may be matched to work with PAASE members based in the Philippines and abroad for specific research projects. This program can also be of assistance to the program on PhD by research, which is now about to be launched by the Department of Science and Technology. Another opportunity for cooperation, of course, between DOST and PAASE is through the Balik Scientist program, where the latter's vast areas of expertise may be tapped in the development and implementation of research programs and projects in the country. If I remember correctly, PAASE has around 400 members, mostly based in the US, in the Philippines, and of course, there are others in other countries. Currently, PAASE members can play a significant role in the establishment of the Virology Science and Technology Institute of the Philippines, or BIP, which will serve as the premier R&D arm of the country in the field of virology. Other areas for cooperation identified include engagement of PAASE in the review of DOST programs and projects, R&D project proposals, and scientific papers, as well as the facilitation of benchmarking activities for researchers with US-based and ASEAN R&D institutions. The next, second to the last item is the report on the holding of the 88th Annual General Membership Assembly meeting of the National Research Council of the Philippines. Okay, we remember that the NRCP was created in 1933. So this is now the 88th annual membership meeting, which was held March 10, 2021, with the theme Pagbangon at Pananaig, National Recovery and Rebuilding. The event, of course, was keynoted by Secretary Carlos Dominguez of the Department of Finance, uh, and the plenary speakers were the following: Filipino anthropologist and academician, Emeritus Professor Michael Lim Tan, who tackled how pagbangon at pananaig can be realized, while DOSTR and the Undersecretary Rowena Cristina Guevara presented the R&D landscape amid the pandemic. Various policy recommendations were raised as a result of the four parallel sessions that followed. Okay, the first session is reviving the Philippine economy and sustaining growth, which was delivered by Dr. Ernie Peña, uh, an economist. The other one is the bridging of science, politics, and people in research, and the speaker is academician Mahar Mangahas. The third among the parallel sessions is securing the country from pandemic and other disruptions, where the resource person is academician Alfredo Mahar Lagmay. And the last one is on interdisciplinary research for public policy. This was delivered by Dr. Alex Brillantes from the College of Public Administration of UP. The event also recognized 7 achievement awardees of the National Research Council of the Philippines for 2020 from various scholarly disciplines and fields. And the last one is a report by our DOST Industrial Technology Development Institute regarding the publication of 3 technical papers on material science in international peer-reviewed journals, okay, coming from the researches made by the scientists at the Material Science Division of DOST ITDI. Actually, I will try my best to pronounce correctly the titles of the papers. The first one is Synthesis and Characterization of Electrospan Carbon Dots, Polyacrylonitrile polycaprolactone composite nanofiber membranes for copper absorption. The second is entitled Properties of Styrene Ethylene Butylene Styrene Block Copolymer Exfoliated Graphite Nanoplatelets Nanocomposites. And the third publication is Powder Loading Effects on the Physicochemical and Mechanical Properties of 3D Printed Polylactic Acid Hydroxyapatite Biocomposites. These papers were respectively published in the following journals: Key Engineering Materials, Polymers and Polymer Composites, and the International Journal of Bioprinting. So we are proud that our scientists have been producing internationally reviewed scientific publication. Next, well, this is the end of my report, and I hope that we got something out of these new items that we have accomplished. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, Sec Boy, sa aming pong pagbalik. Pag-uusapan natin ang tugon ng Department of Science and Technology sa banta ng suliranin sa food security sa bansa at matugunan po ang pangangailangan sa pagkain ng bawat Pilipino. Atin pong pag-uusapan ng Smart Food Value Chain Program ng DOST. Huwag po kaalis, Magbabalik pa ang DOST report. May nakatutok sa DOST report, 59 na milyong Pilipino nagsabing food insecure sila o walang consistent access sa pagkain dahil po sa kawalan ng pera at iba pang resources. Ayon po yan sa report ng United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization mula 2017 hanggang 2019. At noong po nakaraang taon dahil sa pandemya, nagpatupad po ng restrictions sa ilang mga lugar sa bansa dulot ng community quarantine. Lubharin po naapektuhan ang supply ng pagkain para sa ating po mga kababayan.
Tama ka, Onin, at bilang tugon sa problemang ito sa food security, nagtatag ang Department of Science and Technology ng isang programa na tinatawag naming Smart Food Value Chain Program.
At yan po ang ating pag-usapan ngayong araw kasama po ating mga panauhin. Dr. Enrico C. Paringit, Executive Director ng DOST T-Shirt, Nia Barbara D.V. Aranas, Senior Science Research Specialist, Socio-Economics Research Division, Dr. Norberto G. Ambagan, Chief Food Processing Division, DOST ITDI, at Director Sancho A. Maborang, CESO 3, Regional Director, DOST Region 2. Simulan po natin ang talakayan. Ano po ba itong Smart Food Value Chain Program? At ano po ang layunin nito?
Maraming salamat, Onin. Una sa lahat, magandang araw po sa ating sa lahat ng mga tumatangkilip sa DOST report, Sec Boy, at sa mga kasama kong panauhin ngayong sa programang ito. Onin, ang Smart Food Value Chain Program ay isang inisyatibo ng DOST upang tugunan ang hamon sa food security ng bansa. Saklaw ng programang ito ang mga iba't ibang proseso mula sa produksyon hanggang sa distribution ng mga produktong pagkain sa industriya. Hangad natin kasi na mapag-igting ang pagkakabit-kabit ng mga proseso sa pagkain na ito sa pamamagitan ng tinatawag na smart technologies.
Ano ba mga food products ang priority sa programa natin?
Sako po, Secretary ng ating programa, ang iba't ibang agricultural commodities gaya ng strawberry, sakar, milkfish sa Region 1, goat para sa Region 2, kasama na ang halal production. Coffee products katulad ng coffee beans sa Region 4A, native chicken sa Region 6, at high-value vegetables para naman sa Region 10.
Gaya po na nabanggit kanina, sakop po ba ng programa ito yung iba't ibang phases mula sa production, processing, distribution, at consumption? Alamin po natin ano-ano ba yung mga gagawin sa bawat phases. Ano-ano po mga value-added activities ang isasagawa.
Magandang tanong yan, Sir Onin. Meron tayong ibang key intervention models na tinatawag at kasama dito ang mga product upgrading, process upgrading, functions upgrading at overall chain upgrading. Sa product upgrading, upang makagawa ng mga bagong produkto na tutugon sa tinatawag nating market demand. Ang process upgrading naman ay ang pagpapamahagi ng mga smart technologies at iba pang package of technologies na nakatutulong upang mapataas ang kalidad ng produkto, ma-improve ang productivity at mapataas ang kita ng ating mga farmers, fisher folks at processors. Sa functions upgrading naman, maaaring magkaroon ng mga new business models or business entries na nagbibigay ng mga bagong serbisyo upang maging mas efficient at epektibo ang operasyon sa bawat phase ng value chain. Halimbawa, ang pagpasok ng mga ICT-based solutions na siyang makakatulong upang mapabilis ang distribution at retail o pagbebenta ng mga produkto. Sa overall chain upgrading, dito naman papasok ang mga business development support para sa market linkage, access sa iba't ibang resources at iba pang uri ng mentoring o mga pagsasanay.
Ano mga oportunidad ang maibibigay ng programang ito sa ating mga farmers, fisher folks, at iba pang mga nasa local food production?
Unang-una po dito, Secretary, ang oportunidad na mapaganda ang product quality, na ma-improve ang productivity o yield at mapataas ang kita ng ating mga farmers, fisher folks at processors. Meron po tayong tinatawag na smart technologies na nakapagbibigay ng real-time advisories sa ating mga farmers para magkaroon ng optimal decisions o tamang pagpapasya na siya magpapaganda sa kanilang produksyon. Ang halimbawa na lang nito ay ang mga optimum water management strategies, site-specific nutrient management, at daily weather condition notifications. Marami rin po tayong mga package of technologies kagaya ng tissue culture planting materials, pest and diseases management, water management, at iba pa. Tutulungan din po natin silang ma-adopt ang mga good agricultural practices. Para naman sa production ng bangus, ilan sa mga strategies na maaring maisagawa ay ang pond management, feeding management, fertilizer application, at water quality management. Sa kambing naman, meron tayong forage establishment and management, breeding management, health management, artificial insemination, at para sa Region 12, mga strategies para masunod ang halal standards. Ang lahat ng teknolohiyang ito ay pinamamahagi sa pamamagitan ng ating community-based S&T farms kung saan hinihikayat natin ang mga aktibong partisipasyon ng mga miyembro ng komunidad at ng lokal na pamahalaan sa pagtataguyod at paggamit ng ating mga inirekomendang teknolohiya. Meron din pong opportunity sa market side. Ang isang magandang halimbawa dito, ang strawberry production sa Benguet. Bago po ang pandemya, 70% ng mga fresh produce ay nabebenta sa mga turista. At alam naman po natin na dahil sa mga travel restrictions, ang bilang ng mga turista o yung market strawberries ay talagang bumaba. Dahil highly perishables o madaling masira o mabulok ang mga ito, kailangan magkaroon ng mga pamamaraan upang hindi masayang. Dito, papasok ang programa natin kung saan tutulungan natin ang mga processors na makapagproseso ng strawberries at makadevelop ng produktong sadyang tumatagal o shelf-stable, katulad ng dehydrated strawberries, powdered strawberries, at iba pa. Ginagawa rin natin ito sa ibang commodities gaya ng vacuum-fried bangus, canned chavon, at vacuum-packed native chicken. Dahil dito, nabibigyan natin ng pagkakataon ang ating mga farmers and fisher folk na maibenta ang kanilang mga produkto o kumbaga magkaroon sila ng sure market na tinatawag. At sa pamamagitan ng ating Agri-Aqua Technology Business Incubators or ATBIs, magkakaroon din tayo ng mga business development support at ating tutulungan na maikonekta ang kanilang mga produkto sa merkado, magkaroon ng access sa financial at iba pang resources at mga pangangailangan upang mapabilis at mapadali ang kanilang pagpasok sa online transactions.
Alright, maraming salamat po, Mia. Pagdating naman po sa food processing, ano-ano po ang value-added activities ang gagawin po natin? Ano po yung nais natin makamit dito sa phase na ito? Si Dr. Magan po.
Magandang hapon, Onin, at sa mga nanonood. Ang mga proyektong pinagtutuunan natin ngayong taon ay para matugunan ang kakayanan ng mga rehiyon sa pagpoproseso ng pagkain. Isa na rito ang pagbibigay ng karagdagang technical na suporta sa mga Food Innovation Centers or FIC sa pagdevelop ng mga bagong produkto na may mataas na halaga o value-added products. At isa sa mga proyekto ay tungkol sa pagsasaayos ng mga kagamitan at makinarya na ginagamit sa iba't ibang teknolohiya sa paggawa ng bagong produkto ng pagkain. Ang isa pang proyekto na sinimulan ngayong taon ay ang pagdevelop ng Modular Mobile Food Processing Facility. Alam natin na dahil sa paiba-ibang kondisyon ng ating agrikultura, minsan nagkakaroon tayo ng labis na produksyon ng mga prutas, gulay at iba pang pagkain. At ang mga pangyayaring ito ay lalo pang lumalala dahil sa nararanasan nating pandemya. Nagiging limitado ang paggalaw ng mga produktong agrikultura at ito ay nagiging dahilan ng labis na supply sa isang lugar at sa pagkalugi ng mga magsasaka. Ang proyektong mobile food processing ay naghahangad na makagawa tayo ng mga pasilidad para makapagproseso ng labis na supply ng mga pagkain. Ang pasilidad na ito ay maihahalin tulad sa isang maayos na food processing plant. Ang isang natatanging kaibahan ng processing facility na ito ay ang kakayanang mailipat ang buong pagawaan sa iba't ibang lugar na malapit sa mga labis na supply ng pagkain. Kaya ito ay tinawag na mobile. Dahil dito ay maililipat sa iba't ibang lugar, ay maaari nating ilapit ito sa mga probinsya na may mga labis na pagkain at makatulong sa mga magsasaka na magamit ang kanilang produkto. Ang processing facility ay binubuo ng mga seksyon ng isang tipikal na gawaan ng pagkain, gaya ng raw materials receiving, processing, at packaging. Ito rin ay magkakaroon ng suporta para sa mga personnel, supply ng tubig, kuryente, at iba pang kailangan ng pagawaan. Kaya nga naman, ito ay tinatawag na modular. At dahil sa iba't ibang rehiyon ay may mga natatanging produkto, ang mga teknolohiya na ating bubuuin ay angkop para sa kanila. Kasama dito ang mga teknolohiya tulad ng drying, frying, retort processing, at aseptic processing. Katuwang natin ang 4 na rehiyon sa proyektong ito na binubuo ng DOST 4A, DOST Region 6, DOST Region 9, at DOST Region 10. Hinahangad natin na mapalakas ang food value chain ng bansa at mabawasan ang nasasayang na pagkain o food loss sa pamamagitan ng pagpoproseso at makagawa ng mga produkto na kakailanganin ng ating mga consumer at ng ating industriya. Sa huli, ito ay makakatulong sa kabuhayan ng mga magsasaka at ng ating mga food processors.
Excited na ako dyan, Dr. Norby, sa Modular Mobile Food Processing Facility. Kaya sana mayari agad, ano? Actually, ang DOST meron ding mga food innovation centers at meron tayo niyan sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng bansa. Layunin ng food innovation centers na matulungan ang ating mga micro, small, and medium enterprises na makagamit nitong ating mga makabagong teknolohiya para sila ay makadevelop ng mga innovative processed food products. At dito rin ay merong available na tamang support services at technical expertise na maaari nilang mapakinabangan. So ano ang magiging role ng ating Food Innovation Centers or FICs sa Smart Food Value Chain Program na ito? Siguro si Dr. Paringit ang maaaring makasagot dito.
Tama, Sec Boy. Sa ngayon, may 18 na po tayong Food Innovation Centers na matatagpuan sa buong Pilipinas. Mayroon pong isa sa bawat rehiyon. At meron po tayong isang main o mother FIC sa DOST ITDI. Sa bawat FIC po, mayroong 4 na kagamitan. Merong water retort, merong isang vacuum fryer, merong spray dryer, at meron pong freeze dryer. Sa paunang bugso po ng ating Smart Food Value Chain Program, ang gagawin po natin, papatasin po natin ang kakayahan ng mga FICs na ito sa particular po sa Davao at saka sa Western Visayas para sa pagproseso ng tinatawag na vacuum fried products. Ito po is upang matugunan yung pangangailangan ng ating mga MSMEs o micro, small, and medium enterprises sa kanilang lugar na wala pang kakayahang bumili ng vacuum fryer. Dagdag pa dito, Sec Boy, ang Pag-usapan Center naman sa Quezon, isa dito ang sentrong pamilihan ng produktong agrikultura sa Quezon Foundation, tumatanggap pala ng mahigit 100 tonelada ng gulay at prutas araw-araw mula sa 600 na magsasaka, miyembro ng pamilyang ito. Pero ang limitasyon po nila, mga 100 katao lamang po namimili dito araw-araw. Kaya kung minsan talaga, sobra ang ani o ang binabagsak, pero kakaunti ang tumatangkilik. Kaya naman po, isang proyekto ang pangungunahan ng DOST Calabarzon na layuning mapataas ang kakayahan ng Bagsakan Center na ito na magproseso ng mga agricultural raw products upang maging mas pakinabang, tumaas ang halaga at mapahaba ang buhay o shelf life ng mga ani na ito. Ang pamilihang ito ay bibili ng isang vacuum fryer. isa sa mga equipment na dinevelop sa Food Innovation Centers. Ang vacuum fryer, Sec Boy, ay katulad ng isang ordinaryong paraan ng pagpiprito, pero mas maganda ang kalidad ng produkto nito. Mas malutong, mas masarap, mas matipid. Ilan sa mga gulay at prutas na ipoproseso dito ay ang okra, taro, kalabasa, saging, langka, at kamote. Nakakagutom na.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Baringit. Siyempre po, parte ng Food Value Chain Program ang isa rin napakalaga aspeto, ang distribution hanggang consumption. Paano po makakarating sa mga pamilihan ang mga food products kasama ba ito yung logistics at transport? Si Director Mabuang naman po.
Magandang hapon sa iyo, Sir Onin, at magandang hapon din po kay Secretary Boy. Tama po kayo, no? Isa sa pinaka-importanteng aspeto po ng smart food value chain ay paratingin po natin yung ating mga produkto dun sa ating mga consumers. Kaya po ang DOST ay nagtatag ng ating e-commerce platform na tinatawag nating onestore.ph. Tatlong bagay po ang pwedeng i-avail ng ating mga customers at partners dito. Una po ay meron po tayong tinatawag na physical store na kung tawagin natin ay one-store hubs. So ang ating pong mga micro, small, and medium enterprises ay pwede pong magtinda at magdala ng produkto nila rito. At yung ating pong one-store hubs naman ay may capability at may mga platforms po na kung saan ay halimbawa yung produkto ng Luzon ay pwede ho yung makarating ng Visayas at pwede rin hong makarating ng Mindanao. Pangalawa po rito, kung nalalayuan po sila or nahihirapan dahil nga po sa pandemya, sa pagta-travel at pagbili ng mga produktong gusto nilang bilhin, ay pwede po nilang gamitin yung onestore.ph. Ito po ay ginawa po ng DOST upang sa ganun po matugunan po natin yung mga pangangailangan ng ating iba't ibang customers mula Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao upang madala po yung produkto sa kanila sa pamamagitan po ng ating mga logistics and courier partners na sa ngayon po ay may 4 na partners po tayo na pwede pong magdala. Kagaya rin po ito ng mga ibang e-commerce platform na gawa po ng mga private institutions at dinadala po sa kanilang doorsteps yung mga produkto po na nandirito po sa ating onestore.ph. Ang huli po rito ay last June of 2020 ay ina-launch po natin, kasama po natin si Secretary de la Peña, yung ating pong One Store City app. At ito nga po ay sinuportahan ng Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Kasama na rin po dito yung hashtag Pinas Muna Tayo. At natutuwa po kami dahil marami na po mga MSMEs ang nag-avail ng ating apps. At ang ginagawa nga po nito ay nagdi-deliver naman po doon sa mga kalapit na customers. Halimbawa po, kayo ay nasa isang syudad, sa pamamagitan po ng ating One Store City app, ay pwede po niyong i-deliver through your own courier without availing po yung services ng malaking courier, yung inyo pong mga produkto. So ito po, Sir Onin, ang ating ginagawa sa kasalukuyan.
Talagang dugtong-dugtong ang mga prosesong ito. Pinapataas at pinaparami ang klase ng ating ani sa pamamagitan ng agrikultura. Sinisiguro nating walang masasayang sa pamamagitan ng processing at ng magaling na storage. At para mapabilis ang pag-order at pag-deliver ng ating mga produkto ay meron din tayo niyang logistics part. Kaya itong One Store ay may mahalagang papel. Ano ang papel nitong One Store, Director Mabora?
Tama po kayo, Secretary Boy. Una po ay binigyan natin ng opportunity at platform yung ating mga MSMEs upang makapag-participate po sa e-commerce. So nagkaroon po sila ng pagkakataon na maibenta po ang kanilang mga produkto. Hindi lamang po usually doon sa mga lugar na malapit sa kanila or kung saan sila ay nagmamanufacture. Subalit ngayon po, may mga kwento po tayo ng mga MSMEs na ang kanilang pong produkto ay nakarating po ng Mindanao. At yung iba naman po ay from Mindanao ay nakarating po ng Luzon. Banggitin ko lang po na ang sa kasalukuyan po, ang one store ay may mahigit ng 14,600 products at meron na po tayong mahigit kumulang na 1,100 MSMEs na natutulungan po at nakakapag-participate po sa e-commerce.
Siyempre po kasama rin po sa kabuuan ng proseso yung pagsiguro sa food safety at waste management. Tama po ba, Dr. Paringin?
Tama po, Oni, no? Kasama sa programa ng Smart Food Value Chain, yung paglalagay ng kakayahan sa tamang packaging para hindi agad mabulok, mapanis, ang pagkain habang ito ay papunta sa mga palengke o sa ating mga consumer. Halimbawa, meron po tayong proyekto, pinangunahan po ng ITDI, kung saan tutulungan po yung bagsakan ng gulay sa Benguet para sila ay magkaroon ng taakmang kakayahan o packaging technology upang maiwasan yung pagkasayang ng pagkain dahil sa kawalan o kakulangan sa tama at sapat na pagbalot. So, para pagdating sa pagkainan, ito ay sariwa, ligtas at masarap.
Bukod sa iba't ibang ahensya ng Department of Science and Technology, sino-sino ba ang katuwang natin para sa programang ito ng food safety?
Naku, Sec Boy, mapalad tayo at mayroon tayong mga partners, no, katuwang mula sa pribadong sektor sa Smart Food Value Chain Program. Bukod po kasi sa mga nagpapatupad ng mga proyekto at kanilang mga benepisyaryo, ang DOST ay nakipagsanib puwersa sa Air 21 Global at Philippine Chamber of Agriculture and Food Incorporated or PCAFI para sa scientific and technological collaboration na naaayon sa Smart Food Value Chain Program. Ang PCAFI po ay mayroong tinatawag na Agri-Food Hub para i-connect ang mga farmers sa mga consumers. Binalita sa amin kasi ng PCAFI na meron na silang 3,500 na mga miyembro magsasaka at sa ngayon ay tumutulong para palakasin ang ani ng ube. Ang Air 21 na global naman po ay mayroong tinatawag na Probinsya Mart para sa delivery ng mga gulay at prutas galing sa rehiyon na magiging partner ng ITDI sa Distribution Centers Project.
Meron po ba kayong nais i-anunsyo, sir, o ipagbigay alam sa ating pong mga kababayan?
Sasamantalin na namin, Noonin, maraming salamat. Magsisimula na muling tumanggap ang DOST Shared na mga research proposals patungkol sa DOST Smart Food Value Chain Program for the New Normal. Gaya ng naging usapan natin po dito, ang susunod na focus nito ay ang Food Value Chain Resource Management System na naglalayong magkaroon ng platform kung saan magiging maayos, mabilis ang pagkuha ng mahalagang impormasyon para makagawa ng tamang desisyon sa pagtatanim, sa pagpoproseso o sa pagpapakalat ng pagkain sa ating food value chain. Kaya naman ang panawagan namin kung kayo po ay may innovative idea sa larangan na ito, maaari po kayo magsumite ng proposals sa buong buwan ng Mayo ngayong taon. Sundan lamang po ninyo ang aming Facebook page para sa karagdagang impormasyon.
Sa tulong po ng DOST Smart Food Value Chain Program, masisiguro po natin na mayroong pagkain sa bawat hapag ng mga Pilipino. Marami pong salamat muli sa ating pong mga naging panauhin sa aming pong pagbabalik. Sasagutin ni Sec Boy ang tanong ng bayan, pagpukaalis, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report. Oras na para sagutin ni Sec Boy ang tanong ng bayan para sa unang katanungan mula kay Jasmine Romero ng ABS-CBN. Paano makakatulong ang collaboration na ito sa mga negosyo at empleyado na apektado po sa pandemya? Ano po ang cost nito kung gagamitin ng mga startup?
Well, doon sa mga walang trabaho, at sila naman ay merong access sa lugar na pwede silang mag-raise ng mga produkto katulad ng mga gulay, ng prutas, ng livestock, ay samantalahin na natin ang pagkakataon dahil ang demand diyan ay hindi naman natatapos. Pwedeng ipagpaliban ang pagbili ng mga iba't ibang gamit pero yung pagbili ng pagkain ay hindi maipagpapaliban. Kaya natutuwa naman ako at meron tayong mga programa na kung saan pinapakita natin ang teknolohiya ay makatutulong para sa mga gustong magkaroon ng maliliit na negosyo na may kinalaman dito sa agrikultura, aquakultura, food processing at iba pa. Siyempre, kailangan matutuhan yung teknolohiya nang sa gano'n naman ay maging efficient at highly productive. Diyan makakatulong ang DOST at mga ahensya nito. At tungkol naman doon siyempre sa mga pamumuhunan ay iba't ibang ahensya ang pwedeng makatulong diyan. So tulong-tulong lang talaga ang iba't ibang sangay ng pamahalaan at pati din ang business sector na nakikita naman natin na yung mga mas may kakayahan ay tumutulong sa mga ibang wala pang kakayahan. Kaya sa panahong ito ay importante ang magtulungan ng lahat at mag-share kung ano yung pwede natin i-share. Kami, teknolohiya ang aming binabahagi.
Okay. Ito po yung tanong mula kay Lynn Reflection ng Business Mirror. Masisiguro po ba ng teknolohiya ito na maiwasan ang pagtatapon ng mga gulay tulad ng nangyari sa Benguet? Hindi po ba tataas ang presyo ng mga pagkain gamit po ang teknolohiyang ito?
Well, siyempre, kung yung aming gagawin 4 lang na piraso, ay hindi pa agad-agad masosolve yan. Kaya gusto lang namin maipakita na maganda ang maiko-contribute niya mga halimbawa yung mga mobile food processors na yan para mawasan, ma-minimize ang wastages, at magkaroon din ng added value yung ating mga produkto. So challenge ko nga halimbawa ang aming Region 2 dito, sabi ko ang dami-dami nyo diyang mga dati ng mga produkto, meron kayong labong, dami-dami yung kamatis, dami-dami yung mushroom, pakita ninyo na kaya naman nating pantayan yung mga big names in that product. So pinakitaan niya ako ng mga bagong produkto nila, mga dilatang tomato sauce, dilatang mushroom, dilatang labong, at yan ay pwede nang makakumpete sa market. At siyempre, kung maging successful yung aming mga pilot ay madali na natin makukumbinse ang iba pang ahensya na ay mag-invest sila sa mga ganito. Nakaabang naman ang halimbawa ang Department of Agriculture at ang iba pang ahensya na tumulong. Basta makita lang nila nga yan ay umaandar na through our initial pilot project. So naniniwala kami na basta turuan ng ayos yung ating mga magsasaka ay matututuhan nila kung paano yan makatutulong sa sarili nilang mga pagsisikap.
Ito po isa pang tanong, makakatulong ba ang DOST para maparami po ang supply ng manok at baboy sa market? Yan po yung tanong mula kay Jennifer Cruz ng Net25.
Oo naman. Sa ngayon, siyempre, napakalaki ng ating hinarap na problema, halimbawa dahil sa ASF, At diyan ay siguro pagka natayo na yung aming Virology Science and Technology Institute of the Philippines, hindi na tayo reactive na lang parati, na andyan na yung malaking problema at saka pa lang tayo kikilos, kung nandiyan na yung ating Virology Science and Technology Institute, ma-address natin ang mga problema, lalo na sa mga diseases, hindi lamang sa tao, kung hindi sa mga ating hayop, livestock, at sa ating mga crops o halaman, at yan ay malaki ang maitutulong. Bukod kasi sa teknolohiya, na kung paano mapapataas ang ani through the proper hybrids, through the proper stocks, ay andyan din yung kung paano mababawasan ng losses na dulot ng mga diseases. Alam naman natin ang naging problema natin ngayon, lalo na sa pork, ay dahil dyan sa ASF. Ang tulong namin ngayon ay tungkol dun sa paano ba ma-detect right away ang ASF. At yan naman ay naibalita na namin nung isang reporting namin na meron na tayong na-develop sa pamamagitan ng ating mga scientists sa Central Luzon State University. At yan ngayon ay susubukan na ng DA sa iba't ibang lugar at iba-ibang rehiyon. Kaya siyempre, tulong-tulong, hindi naman kayang lahat na isang ahensya na masolve ang problema. Pero ang masasabi ko sa lahat halos ng problema natin ay may component na pwedeng solusyonan ng science and technology.
Alright. Maraming pong salamat sa iba pang miyembro ng media na sina Charissa Lucy ng Manila Bulletin, Shane Ped, The Philippine Event News, TV Online, Divine Reyes ng DWAY Tarlac, Personal ng Radyo Agila, Aaron Zuprop ng Quezon City Press Club at Josephine Agapito ng Pinoy Scientist. Ang mga lagi po sumusubaybay sa ating programang DOST Report. Muli po, maraming salamat, Sec Boy. Baka meron pa kayo nais sabihin.
Well, napag-usapan ng lahat ang kahalagahan ng food security. Sabi ko nga, may mga bagay na pwede natin ipagpaliban ang pagbili, pero itong pagkain hindi natin pwede ipagpaliban. At hindi lang yon, kailangan tamang pagkain din para naman mabawasan ang ating malnutrition. Marami na kaming mga teknolohiyang mga pinapakita, pero ang isang napakahalaga palagay ko ay yung attitude ng mga tao na hindi ka naman kailangang maghantay lang ng maghantay. Kailangan mag-isip ka din kung ano yung gagawin. Kaya mahalaga yung social aspect na yan. At sana naman ay para makatulong din ang ating educational system na magkaroon ng ganyang klase ng mentalidad ng ating mga kababayan. Hindi po pwedeng puro ka lang maghihintay ng tulong. Kailangan gumawa ka ng paraan. At nandyan naman ang mga resources na pwedeng magamit. Tulong-tulong lahat.
Maraming Secretary Boy. Muli po maraming salamat din kay Dr. Edrico Baringit, ang Executive Director po ng DOST P-Sherd. Kay Ms. Mia Barbara D.V. Aranas, Senior Research Specialist ng Socio-Economic Research Division. At kay Dr. Roberto G. Ambagan, ang Chief ng Food Processing Division ng DOST IT, at kay Director Sancho A. Mabora, ang Section 3 ng Regional Director DOST Region 2. Mga kaibigan, abangan nyo rin po ang Sinsiyensya tuwing Lunes. Meron din po tayo inilalabas sa DOST T-Box Update, Bantay Bulkan tuwing Martes po yan, at ang Expert Talk Online tuwing Merkules, alas po ng hapon, kasama naman si Jel Miranda. Lahat po ng yan, tutukan nyo sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng siyensya at teknolohiya ang ating pag-uusapan. Samahan nyo po kami tuwing Biyernes, alas 4 ng hapon, dito pa rin sa DOST Facebook page. Ako po si Oning Miranda. Ito ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa siyensya at teknolohiya para sa bawat Pilipino. Straight from the SNT Authority ng bansa. Ito ang DOST Report.